Hey guys, this is Amber, and this is my first official vlog on the book Mrs. Dalloway. So my first thoughts reading were that this book was going to be very challenging. The first 49 pages were a challenge to me. I had to read the book on a PDF on the computer, and I do not recommend that because it was very hard to understand what was going on. But once I was able to kind of find a way to read it in a way that I was comfortable with, it became easier to understand. I could actually go back and, answer my own questions. I just had trouble with the fact that the author would jump from conversation to conversation and speaker to speaker, and it was all out of context, so I had trouble kind of knowing what was happening, when it was happening, and who was saying it. But I did read the email, and I did keep a character list, and it did help me immensely. So that was the only problem I had reading it, was just kind of learning her style. But the quote I picked was from page 23, and it's a quote from Rezia, and it says, "To love makes one solitary." And I picked this quote because I just felt really bad for Rezia, because when I think of love, I think of feeling safety and feeling whole and knowing that someone is always there for you, and she isn't able to experience these feelings because her husband suffers from depression. So instead she feels alone. In order to protect her husband, she is bottling up all these feelings, and it doesn't help that the doctors aren't giving her any answers, so she's angry and doesn't understand why they can't give her a diagnosis. So in order to honor her husband and to protect him, she's internalizing all these feelings, so she would rather experience unhappiness and loneliness than to have people ridicule him or be scared of him, or to embarrass him, because she loves her husband. And in a way, I think that her storyline connects with Clarissa's, because although Clarissa appears to have it all, her husband, her daughter, the maids, she also is missing something from her life. It seems like, reading her thoughts, that, she desires something more. She's always reflecting back on her time with Peter or Sally, and it just feels like she may not be happy in her marriage or with her life. And in fact, at one point she talks about wanting to redo it, or if she could go back in time, how she would change her look, she would change her attitude, she would change how she lives, and that just made me wonder, and this would be for my class discussion, is if Clarissa could go back in time, would she? Do you think that she would redo her life, if she had the chance, and what would she change about it? Would this be a change in relationships? Would she consider not having kids? Would she end up with Peter? Would she end up with Sally? What would she do to make herself feel happy and whole? And in the same light, also, what would Rezia do if she could go back in time? Would she still stay with Septimus? Would she put herself through the suffering because she loves him, or would she decide to live a different life and, not feel so lonely or so solitary? Would she choose something else over love, is what I'm asking. So that's it for my vlog. I went a little over time, but I'm eager to discuss, more of this in class tomorrow.